Show yourself.
Hi, my name is Abimbola. I'll be your counselor for today. And I want you to know that whatever thing we discuss here is going to be confidential. Nothing will remain here. It will be private, except of any exception that it feels like you want to harm yourself or a child is at risk. I also want you to know that the goal of today is to make me to understand you and the perspective of why you are here. What would you like me to address you with?
Oh, just address me as Kofi.
Okay, Kofi, you're welcome to today's session. What brings you here today?
I feel dragged because my partner thinks I'm drinking so much, which I don't see it that way. But so as we talked, she actually asked me to come see a counselor, which is as I said, I feel very dragged because you see, I'm very successful at what I do at my workplace, and I've built estates even for generations or more. So it's something that is beyond even understanding for her to suggest that my drinking is under situation. So that is why I'm here.
Well, I really want to acknowledge the fact that it's not easy to be here. I acknowledge the fact that you made it possible for you to be here today. Can you tell me more about what a typical day looks like for you?
My typical day is from the office. I wake up in the morning, I do what I have to do, and then I go to the office. But after the hard day's work, as we say, all work and no play, make jack and all boy. So after work, we normally hang out with my colleagues. And then we sit, we talk over beer. Sometimes we like 2 or 3 bottles, and we share ideas. It is even a time that we meet to even plan on the next big things or the next projects we want to engage in. So that's how my day looks like most days.
Thank you for sharing that with me. From what you have said, if I want to get you right, you said you don't want to be here, but your partner advised you to come and seek for a counselor. You're able to tell me that you drink 2 to 3 bottles every day.
Yeah.
It sounds like you are being responsible in your work. Can you tell me more about your work? What do you do?
Yeah. So what I do is I am into airline business. I run the Steps Airlines. So that is my normal, my day-to-day business. Aside, I have stays in other oil businesses. So that is my line of work. And as I said earlier, these drinks let us give us time to meet and then hang out as we say the good old days, like we become boys at that time to have the fun to de-stress and then have all the time to ourselves to talk.
Thank you for sharing that with me. If I may get you right, you told me that you work in an airline company and you meet with friends, your colleagues at work, who you're able to sit down with and chat just to have 2 to 3 drinks per day. Okay, can you tell me more about what drinking feels like for you?
Drinking is life. Drinking feels so enjoyable. I went to the boys' school, and since those times we became friends, and we had drinks. And we were all saying after school, after everything, after graduation, we were going to achieve our dream. So, and eventually we are all doing good for ourselves. So, we meet after work, And this is the time to enjoy those memories, and then importantly to think into the future, to have plans. You know, it's so overwhelming that this woman is putting me under stress. Because just compared to people, the CEOs who go and play golf, that's the time they meet to connect. I know you've chosen to hang out, and after what is even 3 bottles to start with. And I do what I have to do rightly. Now, if you check on the stock market, you realize that even my airline is doing very well. So I don't see where the problem is. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me. It sounds like you feel so overwhelmed and pressured by your partner with your drinking habits. Okay, can you share more with me with your partner? Can you tell me more about your partner? What she does?
Oh, she's a beautiful woman. And she's a strong character. So I understand, and that is why in fact that makes me even love her the more. Like she has that strong character that I like. And honestly, I'm also very, very a stubborn person. When I set my mind onto something, I have to do it. But you see, she acts as my check and balance. So she knows when to tell me not to do this. And anytime or most times I don't listen to her, especially with my investments and other things, I get them wrong. So she is a very strong figure in my life. She is somebody I admire so much. And I try to do everything for her. But for one thing, I think she's being selfish for not also getting this aspect of my life. But that's her. She's a pretty. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me. If I want to ask, on the scale of 1 to 10, which means 1 is ready and 1 is not really ready and 10 is ready, can you tell me on which scale do you fall into?
I would say 5.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I would say 5 because, I have, as I said, meeting with the boys who have those drinks serves as like a therapy to discuss the next level, the next big moves, as I keep saying. And my wife is. Man. So now I'm in between the deep blue sea and the devil. I don't know whether to go ahead or to stop. But as I said, I'm in the balance. But I have to make a decision, and I don't know.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. With all what you have said, if I want to get you right, you told me you don't want to be into today's session, but you are compelled by your partner to be here because of your drinking 2 bottles of drinks every day. And if I may hear you clearly, you also talked about your friends who came and hanging around with your old time friends. Okay, am I right?
Yeah, I think you got everything pretty good.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like you to know that if you would like to book another section to discuss more, you can book a session at the front desk with the secretary, so we can discuss more further on the drinking issue. I don't know if you have any question you may like to ask.
No, I think I'm okay, and I think I'll appreciate to have another session. Probably when I talk about something. So I will check online then, or as you said, when I get to the front desk, I will see your secretary and then book for a next session.
Oh, thank you for coming to this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Show yourself.
Hi.